My parents were not well educated. My mother was a hairdresser, my father was a truck driver. And my school was an all-girls high school, so I really wasn't accustomed to speaking to men. I decided I wanted to go to medical school. And the first university that offered me an interview was Bristol. And the interview took place in a building which is like a Gothic cathedral. There was an enormous table with about 12 men, or middle-aged men, all sitting at this table, and this lady. And she sat down and she took up her notepad and her pencil, and she was poised to take down in shorthand every word I uttered. And they said to me, "Well, good morning, Miss Daly." And I said, "Good morning." I managed to say that. And then they said, "We'd like to know what appealed to you about our course." And then I dried up. I could not say a word. And we all sat in silence. And this lady, I could see her pencil gradually falling down. And then finally they said, "Well, thank you, Miss Daly. Thank you very much for coming in." And I left. And that was my first interview. The next interview was in Manchester. I took the train, and then you got into the city centre. So the washrooms tend to be, at that time, underground at a big intersection in this, and there's a big sign saying WC, and you go down underground and so on. And there's always, in the ladies, there's always an attendant. And she said to me, "Hello, ducks. You ain't from here, are you?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Where are you from then?" So I said, "I'm from Birmingham." And she said, "What you doing here then?" So I said, "Well, I've come for an interview at the university." "What you going to do there?" So I said, "I was going to help go into medical school." And I said, "Well, I may not get in." And she said, "Why wouldn't you get in?" So I said, "Well, they might not want me." And she said, "But you're clever, ain't you?" So I said, "Well, I suppose I am, yes." And she said, "Well, why wouldn't they want you?" So I thought to myself, why wouldn't they? So then on the bus going there, I kept saying to myself, why wouldn't they want me? Of course they'd want me. And it couldn't have gone better. I think that the conversation I had with that lady in the washroom changed my life, because it set me up for a good interview at a university that I subsequently attended, and the medical school was great. And my career really took off from there. And I've had a wonderful husband, and I had 4 children. Now my oldest granddaughter has just graduated as a lawyer. And it all boils down to that first interview in Manchester and the meeting with the lady in the washroom. I think that it has a profound meaning. You, as a stranger, can influence somebody else's life in a negative or a positive way. If you're surly and unfriendly, you can make the person who's feeling miserable feel even more miserable. But on the other hand, you can make somebody who's feeling nervous or shy or even unhappy feel much better. We should always make an effort. And the conversation I had with that lady in the washroom changed my life.